Good afternoon, traders. Joseph here from Eightcap. So we're just going to look at some of the key news that's coming out this week. It's basically just a bit of a walk around for the week as coming up. So we can see at the moment that the ASX 200 is lower today. Other markets, the DJ New Zealand is down 1.34%. Chinese indexes are mixed, with the Hang Seng 0.48% higher, and the Shanghai Composite is just in the red, minus 0.08%, and the Nikkei is just over 0.5% lower. So it's interesting with the Nikkei being lower today. We can see that selling just here. Just a bit of a watch to see. We had a bit of a fail at trying to get back up to previous highs, and the market has come down again and is testing some support. If we do see the market get back down to this level, that would be quite interesting to see if sellers can continue to push, or if buyers are going to win another war just down at that position there. So why it's interesting is we are seeing the majors are currently trading higher to the yen. The Aussie is a touch lower, but it's weaker really across the board at the moment, and to the dollar and the yen. But we can see other majors trading higher to the yen. The pound at the moment, the gains aren't great, but we can see there's small gains at the moment since today's Monday morning's open. So with majority of forex pairs have been a little bit mixed after the open, and after last week's session, we can see the Aussies just trying to figure things out. We had that move up and a decline on Friday, had a push down earlier today, but we are seeing a little bit of stabilization at this point. The euro continues to be in this trend here. We're going to continue to track that. There's some resistance here that buyers need to get over, and that's on the short term at 1.078485, and we are seeing a little inside higher low just here. So again, we just want to see if this trend can continue higher. Buyers just need to break this resistance and that high just to get things going again. The pound to the dollar, it's pretty junky at the moment. We can see it's pretty range bound. The euro looks the best, the Aussie probably second best out of those three at the moment to the dollar. We had that nice saving session last week, but there's a lot of key resistance up here at 1.2561, and we are seeing a fair bit of support though at 24.81. So price remains just range bound at the moment. We'll just see if it can get back up to test, or if it does go down to test that lower support. Now, metals at this stage today, we're seeing gold trading close to 0.25% lower, and we are seeing silver close to 0.5% lower. So there's a bit of a pullback on Friday on both of those key metals, and we can see after really running up to try and test some highs, we saw a bit of a fade to the late into the session, and then today we're seeing a little bit of weakness as well. Silver got up to test that resistance, into that resistance area at 28.76. So what we want to see now is if we do have a pullback, do we need to see another higher low and then a new rally back up to test really this resistance area here. A break at that level starts to tell us that this could be another continuation point with the extension higher. But if we do see this continue to hold firm and more lower highs and lower lows, this could be a bit of a warning that could be a lower high, and there could be some pressure emerging on the actual trend, overall trend. So we'll see price patterns wise what happens next, and what clues we get from price action moving through this week. Now there is a bit of key data coming up for the dollar this week. We'll touch on that in a moment. So we can see on Friday we had another positive. It was a mixed session for US indexes, but it was another positive session for the Dow. It added 0.32%, the S&P 0.16%, the Nasdaq just finished in the red, and the small caps, or you may know the Russell 2000, minus 0.78%. So looking at those US indexes, so we can see at this stage the futures are trading in a positive, with the NDX US 30 and S&P all trading higher, as is the US 200. Now we can see that this continues to grind higher. There's no real entry points at this stage. I was hoping to see a bit more of a deeper pullback, then look for a higher low to try and get in on this at the moment. But there's nothing really slots of availability coming up just yet. So I'm just continuing to keep an eye on it. There's a couple of good points of entry if you were bought on limit above, bought on stop above the high. There was another nice higher low here, and then a break of these highs, which suggested that potential move to come. And So now it's really just a matter of time and just wait and see when we get that pullback. I'm sort of watching the US 30 and the Index 100. So with the CPI coming out this week, you never know, it could produce a bit of volatility. It would be nice to see a good test to see what buyer resolve is. If we did see a nice pullback here, and then the market continued higher, would we then see a test of previous highs and previous records? It does looking at the US 30, you can see how nice it is. It was that nice consolidation there, and then it broke out. So hopefully sooner rather than later we'll see a nice pullback, and then we can get a nice higher low 1, 2, 3, and look for an entry into the uptrend if it does present. A really deep move down though, followed by a lower high and a low break, would be a bit of a worry, and it could be signaling a more mature lower high coming into play. So we will just need to see and wait if we get this pullback and how that does fare. Now, before we touch on some of the news that's coming out this week, crypto is continuing to weaken. It's just carrying on from last week. So we can see the weekend trade was pretty light and pretty weak. We did, obviously there were 2 positive days, but there was a bit of a shell shock after buyers tried to get the move going on Friday, but were rejected pretty badly, and we saw that really strong move down. This is across majority of the major coins, so we can see Ethereum here. A couple markets are sort of testing, key sort of support areas. We can see Ethereum here at 28.81. So there's been a lot of support in this area. We haven't seen a really big breakthrough. At the moment, it is in a descending triangle pattern in a downtrend. So this could be viewed as a bearish continuation pattern. What we do need to see now is a breakout. So if we did have a proper breakout lower, that could be signaling that this downtrend is continuing, and we could see some further downside. If you want to measure the pattern, it's not really a great pattern to measure. Maybe from this point here, it's around that 23% point. So roughly that could send us back down to sort of this area around here. That's pretty rough. So that is always a possibility, but I think for the really for the first point, we really need to see if this is actually a descending triangle pattern. It doesn't look the best to eye, but there is no no doubting this key support here. And if we did see a really breakthrough there, followed by a new rally and a fall, that could be signaling a new continuation lower and an extension lower of this downtrend that remains in play at the moment. If we see a nice hold here and a move back up with a new higher low and a new higher high and extension higher, I would be looking to see then if buyers can try and resurrect this previous trend. But at the moment, it's a real wait and see, and just to see what happens next. If we do see a support hold, if we do see a break lower, or if we do see a break lower and a failed breakout and then a move back up. So this is sort of can be transferred across to quite a few coins, major coins. BNB is a little bit different. It's sort of been hanging around previous resistance highs. You can see that high low forming now, but we really need to see a move back up to this level and break it here. It does look like a bit of a distribution type pattern at this stage. It is very wide, and you're just seeing it really sideways. If we do see another break lower, continue pushes lower, any break of this support area here, that could be signaling a move down, a new move lower. But overall, you will know about that because you'll start seeing some other declines on other coins. Solana as well at the moment. We've had an initial move down. We've had a couple of attempts to get back up. They've failed. It's just turning a bit of a consolidation here as well. So a fair bit of selling today, nearly 4.5%. We'll see what happens overall if we do get more rallies up and then a big break of these lows here to signal a new push lower. We just spoke about on Twitter AVA, and you can see AVA as well. It's quite similar to Ethereum. It's sitting around some, short-term key support, and we will continue to watch to see if it can hold that level here or if it's going to move through that. So Bitcoin's sort of standing on a bit of a, not Bitcoin, crypto is sort of standing on a bit of a line at the moment, and that line really is this, that line is, are we going to see a downside breakout, or are we going to see support hold and a new move up, or just continued consolidation while buyers and sellers work things out. So looking at some of the key news that's coming up this week. So today we had inflation expectations out of New Zealand as 2.33%. We have the climate count change coming tomorrow for the pound, and we've touched on the pound, but we can just see its position is a little bit different between the two of them at the moment. Rather messy at the moment. Will we see an influence to sort of break this deadlock? And then moving into the week, we have more important inflationary data coming out from the US. The core PPI and the PPI coming out on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday we have Fed Chair Powell speaking, and we have the Australian wage price index by the quarter, and then we have the key news, the key data for the week, which is US CPI. So CPI data wise, they're looking at the core CPI 0.3% month on month, core retail sales 0.2% month on month, the CPI data 0.4%, it's month on month. The year-on-year US CPI, they're looking at 3.4% out of the States, and retail sales month-on-month 0.4%. So we also have the Empire State Manufacturing Index as well. They're looking for minus 10.8. So as the week progresses, we have Australian employment data coming out on Thursday at 11:30 a.m. So this could be an interesting one, with rate rises still continuing to be on the radar with the Australian economy, with CPI surprising previously. So if we did have much stronger than expected jobs data, that could also continue to put up expectations that we could see one more rate rise this year from the RBA. Some are saying two. So we will be watching that with a bit of interest. So they're looking for unemployment rate of 3.9%. Which is an increase on the last, and then employment change at 25.3k. And then as we round out the week, we have unemployment claims on Thursday out of the US, and then we have a little bit of Chinese data, which is medium impact on Friday, industrial production, retail sales, and then we have on Saturday morning FOMC member Waller speaking. So that's some of the key news coming out this week. We just also with the charts we've been running over. So gold, obviously if you're trading currencies against the dollar and the dollar index itself, these are ones to watch with that PPI, CPI data coming in, and the retail sales data. So yeah, there's a fair bit coming out this week. If you're trading the Australian dollar, definitely have a look at the wage price index and unemployment. If that comes in much hotter than expected, we expect to see the Aussie move. Maybe the ASX will be declining, just with the expectations of further, policy adjustments to the upside locally here. So, thank you very much for your time. We wish you all the best for your trading week. Thanks again, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop us a message. Otherwise, all the best to you trading for the week. Thank you very much again for watching our update, and bye for now.